Meet Russia's new Tu-22M3M bomber. Meet Russia's new Tu-22M3M bomber, a nasty surprise for the US Navy. In what is the latest sighting of Russia's much-anticipated strategic bomber, the official television channel of the Russian Defense Ministry has released footage of the Tu-22M3M in action. The official reclassification of the Tu-22's updated models from tactical bombers to heavy, nuclear-capable strategic bomber could lead to a new round of accusations concerning Russia's potential non-compliance. In what is the latest sighting of Russia's most prolific strategic bomber, the Russian Defense Ministry reported earlier this week that two Tu-22M3s conducted a patrol mission over the Black Sea. According to their press release, two Tu-22M3 long-range bombers performed a scheduled flight in the airspace over international waters in the Black Sea. Zvezda, the official television channel of the Russian Defense Ministry, has published a brief clip of the occasion. The footage begins with several close-up shots of pilots undergoing final preparations from inside the cockpit, before capturing a multi-angle view of the takeoff. The latter part of the video depicts the two Tu-22M3s cruising side by side. The Tu-22M3s covered a distance of approximately 4,500 kilometers over the span of 5 hours. It would not have needed to refuel while deployed, as it boasts a maximum range of 6,800 kilometers. Currently serving as the staple strategic strike bomber of the Russian Aerospace Forces, VKS, the Tu-22M3, NATO reporting name Backfire-C, is a slight iteration of the long-lived Soviet Tu-22M. The Tu-22M3 retains the design philosophy of its predecessor, boasting an upgraded Nk-25 engine and minor nose alterations. The Backfire-C houses the newer, inertially guided Kh-32 anti-ship missiles that are designed to also be effective against land-based enemy infrastructure. But the star of the Tu-22M3's armament suite is the Kh-47 Kinzhal Dagger, a nuclear-capable ballistic missile with a purported effective range of up to 3,000 kilometers. Introduced in 1983, the M3 has remained the latest Tu-22 model in the aftermath of the Soviet collapse. While the Russian military is satisfied with the M3's basic design and core performance features, they recognize that it's rapidly being rendered obsolete in the age of modern electronic warfare. Their solution is the upcoming Tu-22M3M, which features an absolutely new avionics system consisting of GLONASS navigation system integration, a digital onboard interface, and electronic warfare countermeasures, ECM. From the Arctic region to the Pacific Ocean, long-distance patrol missions are a common activity for the VKS. But what's interesting about this particular flight is the language that Russian media outlets used to describe it. The original TASS headline and all subsequent reprints feature some variation of the insistence that all flights are performed in strict compliance with international rules for the use of airspace. But why stress the legality of a routine Black Sea mission? Part of the answer surely lies in the fact that the bombers flew somewhat near to the Ukrainian coast, but there is a deeper factor at play. The Tu-22M stands at the epicenter of an ongoing dispute over Russia's compliance with the 2010 New START Treaty. Some analysts have speculated that the M3M's alleged improvements, specifically aerial refueling combined with an ability to deploy long-range, nuclear-capable Kh-102 cruise missiles, place it in the legal category of undeclared heavy bomber under New START's classification system. The official reclassification of the Tu-22's updated models from tactical bombers to heavy, nuclear-capable strategic bomber could lead to a new round of accusations concerning Russia's potential non-compliance. Meanwhile, the M3's Kh-47 Kinzhal definitely does not constitute a New START violation because the treaty only applies to cruise missiles. The Kremlin, for their part, stridently denies that either the M3 or its upcoming M3M successor have run afoul of any current arms control agreements. The 1-minute clip, posted earlier this week, offers extended takeoff, flight, and landing shots. There was no footage from inside the cockpit, which is perhaps a missed opportunity to corroborate Tupolev's recurring talking point that the Tu-22M3M boasts 80% new avionics over the original Tu-22M. According to Tupolev's press office, the replacement of 80% of the plane's avionics will improve navigation accuracy and level of automation, and streamline its technical maintenance as well as pre-flight routine. Notably, the additions will include GLONASS navigation system integration, a digital onboard interface, modernized glass cockpit, and electronic warfare countermeasures, ECM. It is unsurprising that the manufacturer is going out of their way to stress the Tu-22M3M's revamped internal components, given that the bomber's chassis is otherwise nearly identical to its predecessors. This approach, also displayed with the upcoming Tu-160M2 bomber and recently produced A-50U reconnaissance plane, is a core pillar in Russia's Air Force modernization strategy, filling tried-and-true Soviet-era chassis designs with new technical guts, thereby keeping R&D costs to a minimum and expediting development cycles. As important as updated avionics are in the age of modern warfare, the centerpiece of the Tu-22M3M upgrade package is the inclusion of up to 3 new Kh-32 missiles. While classified as anti-ship missiles, the Kh-32 was also developed to also be effective against critical infrastructure targets like bridges and power plants. It is this newfound offensive flexibility that has led defense analyst Dmitry Kornev to describe the Tu-22M3M as occupying a unique position between strategic and operational tactical roles, as opposed to heavier aircraft like the Tu-160 that exist squarely in the heavy strategic bomber camp. The Tu-22M3M, along with its M3 predecessor and MiG-31K, will be among the handful of currently operational Russian aircraft confirmed to be compatible with the nuclear-capable, Mach 10-speed Kh-47 Kinzhal missile unveiled at Russian President Vladimir Putin's 2018 address to the Federal Assembly. Military expert Yuri Nutov noted that the Tu-22M3M is not only a valuable addition to the air component of Russia's nuclear triad, but the spearhead of a new power projection strategy to counter American carrier strike groups operating in Russia's sphere of influence. The VKS, Russian Air Force, is undergoing an infrastructure update, in which the Tu-22M3M will have a role to play. The bomber will likely be able to land in most terminals, using them takeoff points. Particularly important is the opportunity to transfer the Tu-22M3M to Crimea. American destroyers regularly enter the Black Sea. If tensions sharpen, the proliferation of Tu-22M3M bombers on the Crimean Peninsula will become a nasty surprise for the U.S. Navy. Tu-22M3 bombers were frequently sighted in Crimea and the larger Black Sea area over the coming years, but it appears that the Russian Air Force is now pursuing a more deliberate policy of long-range power projection in that region. The Russian Air Force is scheduled to start taking Tu-22M3M deliveries in 2021, while dozens of Tu-22M3s will be retrofitted with the M3M upgrade package over the coming years. Russia has reclassified the Tu-22 as a heavy bomber, and they are heavily armed.